morning. Is there any way I can attend via?
Members, we will now rise back into our committee meeting. Members, yesterday or Wednesday we recessed after we've basically gone through the questions that we had with the three individuals that represented DPS. Unfortunately, they weren't able to answer some of our questions, and they had informed us that they will come back with their responses to these questions. Yesterday morning, I received a call from DPS Commissioner asking that we reschedule for when he gets back from medical leave, in which he anticipates being out for about 2 weeks. So he did not say to proceed or I mean, by asking to reschedule, it seems like he is willing to meet with the committee. And so I told him that I will call him in about a week to see if he's back, or he'll let us know if he's back sooner. So well, there's two options that we have. One is to recess until we can get an audience with them, or we'll just adjourn and then we'll schedule another meeting for 2 weeks from now. I recognize, before we entertain motions, I recognize Rep. Selena.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I recommend we adjourn for the reason being that should you need to conduct another Ways and Means Committee, it will interfere with any recess you may have, depending on the criteria or the Open Government Act if you amend any agenda. So my recommendation is to adjourn and to call for another meeting specific to Department of Public Safety budget issues. Thank you.
Okay, so since we're on the portion of testimony from DPS, we'll just continue with the agenda, and then when we make the motion for adjournment, if we can get all to agree, then we'll adjourn and reschedule. All right, is that okay with everyone? And so, did you have something to say?
Well, Chairman, yes, I prefer what you just said. Really, with that, we need confirmation from the guy that we want in here. Confirmation is very important. We just don't want to say, yes, this will be coming back. So until we get a confirmation, then we said, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Rep. Lizama. I recognize Rep. Selena Vaca.
I would like to include a request, if you would, Mr. Chairman, that the officer in charge of voting safety be here as well. There are a lot of issues with voting safety and they're budget related. So may I make that request?
Okay, we'll go ahead and request for their attendance. What about
I second that request.
any other individuals? Director of Police, do you feel we should call that person in?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Thank you. Any other members?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, I recognize Rep. Salon.
I think that in addition to, some of the specific individuals that we asked to be present, like the voting safety officer in charge, we also had a number of document requests, questions that the three directors did appear to be not able to answer. And so I just want to make sure that we communicate what those outstanding requests were to the commissioner, and we're giving him another 2 weeks. Like, that's more than enough time to come prepared to answer our questions. And in addition to that, to make clear that no guns will be allowed in the chamber during that hearing.
Thank you, Rep. Salon. we'll go ahead and advise them according to Sergeant Arms. They were informed, assuming the commissioner was going to be present the other day. In regards to additional requests, if the members have a list of items that they specifically want to see, I can include that in the request. I'll give a deadline on Wednesday next week. So if there's anything else that you wanted to ask that, or at least for them to be prepared to respond to and not give us a response that they'll get back to us later, then these are some of the talking points that we can give them to be prepared for, and to use this next 2 weeks to prepare those requests. And so, thank you, Rep. Saban, for bringing that up. Anything else, members? Okay, all right, if there are none, then we move on to the next item on the agenda, which is announcement. There's just a few announcements that I have. So next week we have MBA on the 15th. The 17th, we may have to postpone it, or if the vice chair is back, then I'll ask for him to preside over. I do have a funeral in Rhoda that I won't be able to be here on time to preside over the meeting. So either I'll let you know by next Tuesday if we're going to reschedule or have the vice chair preside over the meeting. Another request that I received for the 24th NMTI, they have a presentation in the morning and they asked to reschedule. So I'm looking at holding that meeting on the 30th. Tentative. I'll just throw that out there for you members to see if that'll work for you. So NMTI moved from the 24th to the 30th. I think I saw something on the calendar, but it's not on the Gmail calendar yet. So we'll confirm with the members. And then lastly, something for the members to consider and we can discuss in the next budget hearing is we consider a day in July, at least the first week of July, to see if there are any other independent programs or agencies that we did not call in, to see if you would like for them to come in before the committee to question them about their or any requests that they may have. Again, I tried to schedule all departments, and so if there are other agencies and independent programs that are receiving funds from the general fund that you would like for them to come before the committee, let me know and I can try to squeeze in a schedule for them to come in and come before the committee. And we'll try to choose a day where we can have all of them come in and it'll just be a whole day for the members to sit through from the mornings to the afternoons, because I believe our council will also be available sometime in July so that we can hold the morning hearings.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I actually do have several ideas for agencies to call in for that day. So I think it would be really helpful for us to hear from the Attorney General, the Public Defender, and the DA. And I don't anticipate that those won't have to be necessarily long hearings, but they do receive a significant amount of funds from the general fund, and and then they do. I mean, particularly with DA, it looks like they will be receiving significant.
Thank you for those suggestions, Rep. Sablan. If we get any more, then we'll certainly pick the day that's best for all members and the agencies. Again, members, if there are any other agencies, please let me know by the end of the month, so we can squeeze them in the first week of July. We are going to schedule another full day presentation by our fiscal analyst, TG, and maybe Dave Demapon, to go over the entire budget based on the requests that we received, to go over any over and under funded agencies so that we can shift these overs around to fund the unfunded or the underfunded. And so I'll put in another date that we're looking at towards the end of the first week of July or beginning of the second week. Again, the goal is to try to pass this by, well, we were looking at the first week of July, but with the budget revision, we'll try to push this bill out by no later than the first half of July. All right, members, any other announcement?
No.
Okay, if there are none, we move on to the next item on the agenda. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
Adjourn.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. This meeting is adjourned at 12:59 p.m.
Right, let's go to lunch.
Thank you.
Thank